Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about my Nintendo Switch collection. Let's go! So what do I have? I'll start off with the Switches. So this is actually my very first Nintendo Switch. It's the original model. I bought this on the launch day, on that launch night, and it's great. I love it a lot. And Ariana actually didn't get her Switch. This is her Switch over here. She has the special Pokemon one. So I don't know if you can see it too well in the back, but over here it's the Pokemon Switch thing, and if you notice the Joy-Cons are actually swapped right now. But also I have another Switch. I have a Switch Lite. This is one I've been playing a lot lately. It's actually the special edition Pokemon edition for the Sword and Shield game. And over there's a, what is that? I think that's the Sword one. That's Cyan, and that's Zagenta, something like that. I don't know what their names are. But yeah, this is the special Pokemon Nintendo Switch Lite that came out when it actually came out before the game came out. But it's pretty cool to have this. I mean, I've never really collected more than one system. This is the first time I've ever had more than one of a system console of something, so that's kind of cool to have, right? One thing also that I have is the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Nintendo Switch Pro controller. That's probably the game that I've spent the most hours in any video game ever. I put in, I think, 370 hours into that game total. So I wanted to get this this guy over here, this really nice looking controller. I actually still have the box right up here. Boom, boom, boom. I got this actually in the Philippines. The American version of these are actually very hard to find, and they're usually scalped, and this is the Asian one, and it still works. I don't even know if it is a Nintendo product. I mean, it has like the Switch emblem, but it doesn't have the Nintendo seal of approval. But it doesn't matter, it works perfectly. So I'm assuming it is official, but for some reason it doesn't have the seal of approval on the box. So next I'll just go through the games that I have in my collection. I'll just say like a quick 10 seconds about each one. The first one is actually the Pokemon Sword and Shield one. It's actually the 2-pack of this. So this box got both of these. Ariana played Shield, I played Sword. The game was okay. Next up is Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. I still haven't played this game, but I played the demo of it and I love this game. So eventually at some point I probably will pick this, start playing this soon, because it's a very relaxing game. The colors are very bright, and it's starting to look very gloomy in during these days of just sitting inside all day. Next on the list is this game. I don't know how to say it. It's like something like Ninja no Kinai. I don't know. It's the Taiko game, right? And I actually bought this in Japan. So I think that if you were to get the American edition, this would all be in English, but this is in Japanese, in kanji. And the thing that sucks about having this version is that you can't get the DLCs for this game because it's a Japanese region. Even though there is no region encoding on the Nintendo Switch, when it comes to the DLCs, it does still exist. And it stinks because I really want to play the Pokemon music on this game and for the DLC, but I don't know, like, is it really worth it? Tell me, if you have this game, if you've played the Pokemon one, tell me, is it worth it? Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now, I got this thing on day one, you know, and I put in 60 hours into this game to unlock everything. But one thing that is really, it's very apparent now, is that I'm just not as good a Smash player as I was when I was in college. When I was in college, the game that just came out that freshman year was Smash Brawl, the one for the Wii, for the regular Wii. And I got really good during that time because my roommates were really good, and you were forced to be good if you wanted to play anything on any given night. But these days, I'm terrible at this. Doom Eternal just came out, and this is actually the very first Doom when they decided to remake Doom as a series. I forget which company puts this out. Bethesda. So it was after it. I don't know, it's a very complicated history. You can find a video about it, but basically the original company that makes the Doom games, they stopped making them, and I think it's Bethesda that makes the games now, and it's very good. So Doom Eternal, I've heard it's very fun. It's amazing. I've heard it's one of the best shooters out there. Same thing can be said about this game. A lot of people think that this is possibly the best shooter that's outside of the multiplayer shooters, and it's hard to disagree. The game, though, it is difficult. It's arena style shooter, but I do relish the fact that I did beat this on the hardest mode. and it was very frustrating at times, but you can beat this on the hardest mode. It's just very difficult. Next on the list is Katamari Damacy Reroll, to be exact. If you never played it, then you're missing out. I've actually never played the game until this came out on the Switch as a remaster, because Ariana wanted to get it. And I saw her play, and I played, and I loved it. I loved it so much. The music is fantastic. It's ridiculous fun to just roll around things and bigger, bigger, and bigger. Lego City Undercover. So this game it's kind of like Grand Theft Auto, but friendly. So if your kid wants an open world sandbox that has a store and you can drive around and stuff, this is a great game to give to your kids. Next on the list is this South Park game, The Fractured But Whole. So I love the Stick of Truth. I think the Stick of Truth is probably one of the best turn-based RPGs that had come out during the 2010s, because there's actually not very many of them that come to mind about great turn-based RPGs during that time. But this game, the original one was really good. It's really short. It's like maybe about 8 hours long. This, however, is like a full 20-hour storyline, and I think it suffers because of that. It's still a really good game. If you can find this for a very cheap price and you wanted a turn-based RPG that is incredibly funny and hilarious, then you should definitely get this game. And don't play in front of kids. I wouldn't say it's as good as the Stick of Truth, though. It's just a little too long. Next up is Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered. I actually just got this recently. I think I got it back in December of 2019, and I'm a big Assassin's Creed fan. It takes me a while to get through the games because I usually like to play it for the entire amount of time you need to get all the collectibles, most likely, and read a lot of the lore. I get really into it. I love climbing the buildings and exploring the architecture in the cities. So I'm a little behind, but I wanted to buy this one specifically because I wouldn't say that I like Assassin's Creed 3. I think it's probably one of the worst ones, right below right above the very first Assassin's Creed in the franchise. But I wanted to get this because I want to support the series for Ubisoft to keep porting more of the Assassin's Creed games onto the Switch, because the Assassin's Creed games are these large world video games, and then for you to be able to explore the world on a handheld, to me it's mind-boggling. Next up is Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Yes. So I love this game. I really like anything that's strategy-based RPGs. That's probably my favorite type of gameplay. And this is similar more to Final Fantasy Tactics or Jean d'Arc or XCOM. It's more friendly than XCOM, though. There is no permadeath. Your characters come back afterwards, and you upgrade your characters, level them up. Now, don't be deceived, because even though Mario's on the cover, it's not a traditional Mario game where you jump around. It is more of a strategy game. So check out the gameplay to see if you like it. If you do like that type of strategy games, then definitely pick this up, especially now because it is very cheap, but it's also one of the best games on the Switch in my opinion. Next up is Sonic Forces. So I have Sonic Mania. I used to have the special edition one where Sonic was on top of this Genesis, but I sold that, and that's great. This game is awful. Do not buy this game. If you have a PlayStation though, and I don't know why you may be watching this video if you have a PlayStation or you're a PlayStation fanboy, I have both, but if you have a PlayStation, it's actually one of the free games that you get on the PlayStation monthly download, so you could play it that way, but I don't really recommend this game. Next up is Puyo Puyo Tetris. Now, I love Tetris. Tetris is great. I have no idea how to play Puyo Puyo. So getting this game, it was very disappointing because I couldn't figure out how to play Puyo Puyo. But the Tetris stuff is fun. I unfortunately never made it through the story because I could never beat the Puyo Puyo levels. But I wouldn't say it's really worth it anymore, because if you have Nintendo Switch Online, which you most likely do, then you can just play the Tetris game, Tetris 99 on there, and it's free. So there's no point in buying this. Unless you wanted to play it offline, Tetris 99 you can't play offline. And finally, we're gonna close this video with the Xenoblade games. So, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. If you've never played any of these, they are JRPGs with lots of fan service, and they play a lot like any JRPG. It's very over the top. This was actually my very first, no, that's a lie, this is actually my second one. The first one I played was Xenoblade Chronicles X. So this here, I put in 370 hours into this game, and this one here I put in like 30. Both were fantastic. So if you want some JRPG stuff, go and grab this. Well, that is the end of my video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. There's a lot of stuff here, and that's all the Nintendo Switch stuff that I have. If you're new to the channel, then go ahead and subscribe over here, and also follow me on my Instagram at @TheNerdBuster, and I'll be posting more videos that's more video game related in the next couple videos, and after that I'll start going back to toys. Until next time, guys, catch you later. Adios.